Hello and welcome to the final lecture in the introduction section of this course. In this lecture, we're going to cover the items you require in order to complete this course successfully. Now, the first thing that you're going to need is an AWS account. I would recommend setting up a new AWS account for this course, simply because you'll get free tier eligibility. Let's go through what free tier eligibility actually covers you for. AWS Free Tier is designed to enable you to get hands-on experience with AWS at no charge for 12 months. Basically, it makes doing this course extremely cost-effective to some other cloud providers where you don't get free tier eligibility, you don't get a free trial, and you have to pay for any resources that you're using. Now, free tier doesn't cover all of AWS's services. Things like Workspaces, for example, does not have free tier eligibility. It does cover a lot of them, and the main ones that we'll be using are Amazon EC2. With EC2, you get 750 hours per month for any Linux or Windows VM, provided it's a T2 micro instance. And it's important to keep track when you are doing the course as to whether or not your VM is turned on and if it needs to be. If we're using let's say during the assignment we're going to be using 2 or 3 servers at any given time, that 750 hours is split between those 2 or 3 servers. So it's very important to understand that you don't just get 750 hours for all servers. It's only for 750 hours total. So the more servers you have, the more time you're going to chew through. So just be aware of that. We get S3, we get 5 gigs of standard storage with 20,000 GET requests and 2,000 PUT requests. With Lambda, we get 1 million free requests per month and up to 3.2 million seconds of compute time per month. And then if we just go through the others, we've got AWS Key Management Service, we've got Amazon DynamoDB, we've got Amazon CloudFront, Amazon RDS is something that we will be using a lot in this course, and again you get 750 hours per month per micro DB instance. And we get 20 gigs of storage. And what's really cool about the storage, both for EBS and for RDS, is we get SSD storage for free, which is really cool. It's super fast. You can run disk I/O tests on it, and it performs amazingly. Okay, you'll also need a computer with SSH access or an SSH terminal. Now, if you're using a Mac, it's pretty straightforward as to how to get this. Linux users will know how to access terminal, but if you're a Windows user, we'll run through exactly how to get that in the next couple of slides. This is an optional extra, a domain name would be really useful. Now, I'm going to use our domain name acloud.guru. But you might want to go out and register your own domain name just so you can get some hands-on experience. You can go to a website like GoDaddy.com and pick up a domain name for a couple of dollars. And the only thing I should warn you about if you are going to get your own domain name is with Route 53, you do not get free tier eligibility. So you will pay between $1 or $2 a month to host your domains with AWS. But it's only a couple of bucks. I would really recommend going out and getting your own domain name. But if you decide not to, you can just follow me and my domain name throughout this course. Mac users, this is how you get to an SSH terminal. You need to go to Finder, and then you click on Applications, and you scroll right down to the bottom of Applications, and you'll see a folder called Utilities. And inside that Utilities, you'll see a file called Terminal. If you double-click that, you'll be able to launch a terminal window. And this is how we're going to connect to our EC2 instances. PC users, basically you're going to need to download 2 programs. One's called PuTTY, which is your SSH terminal, and the other one's called PuTTY Keygen. And PuTTY Keygen, what this does is it turns your PEM file, which is a private key that Amazon will give you to access your EC2 instances, into a PPK file, which is Windows compatible. So there will be a lecture on how to convert PEM files to PPK files under the EC2 section of this course. But for now, if you could just go to this website and download PuTTY and PuTTY Keygen. These programs don't come with a wizard or an auto installer. When you run them, that will just start the program. So it might be worth saving these to somewhere where you can easily access it, maybe your desktop or somewhere on your C drive. Okay, and that concludes this lecture and this section of the course. In the next section, we're going to take a look at AWS Console and all the different AWS components and services, and it's basically a very high-level overview. It would be a 10,000-foot overview. So go ahead, complete this lecture, and move on to the next one when you've got time. Thank you.